Hello again, Pokepeeps. Today I am bringing you a video on Pokemon Go PvP. Pokemon Go PvP can prove quite difficult and frustrating sometimes. So to aid my fellow players, I'm going to give some tips on how to build a team. When building a team, the most basic step is to know your typings. To aid in that, here is a Pokemon type chart that explains very specifically what's strong against what and what is weak against what. You can thank the people at PokemonDB.net for this typing chart. Studying this chart is very helpful in battle. You understand what is weak and strong against you, so it just becomes a reflex on what your actions should be. When building a team, you might want to pick some typings that have good synergy with each other. An example of this synergy could be you send out an Azumarill, a water fairy type, your opponent sends out a Galvantula, an electric bug type. You're weak to electricity, so you might want to switch into a ground type Pokemon because ground type completely resists any electric type moves. And ground type moves do super effective damage to electric types. Another example could be if you have a Bastiodon who is a steel and rock type who sports a lot of strong resistances. Your opponent then sends out a fighting type, let's say a Medicham. Bastiodon has a 4 times weakness to the fighting type moves of the Medicham because rock and steel are both weak to fighting, thus making it 4 times effective rather than 2 times effective. You're going to want to substitute that Bastiodon out for maybe a ghost type because that Medicham is fighting and psychic. The ghost type will resist the fighting type moves while it will do super effective damage to the psychic typing on the Medicham. Now, transitioning from Pokemon being types, we also have moves with typings. Going back to our Bastiodon, you might have noticed his moveset includes Flamethrower, but our boy here is a Rock Steel type. Well, just because a Pokemon is a type doesn't mean it doesn't learn moves outside of its typing. So here is a term that has been used in Pokemon throughout the ages, called Stab. Stab stands for Same Type Attack Bonus. If a Pokemon uses a move that is the same type as it actually gets a 20% attack boost. So that Bastiodon could be running Stone Edge, and that Stone Edge will actually be stronger because Bastiodon is a rock type. Referring back to the Flamethrower, that's a fire type move, so why would you want a fire type move on Bastiodon? The reasoning for that fire type move is simply coverage. Just because it doesn't have stab doesn't mean it is a bad move. A super effective move will do twice the amount of damage. So let's give the example that our Bastiodon is up against a Venusaur. So this round we are going to run Stone Edge. This is a mock battle website. So here we go running through the playthrough. We fire off the Stone Edge, and as you can see, the Venusaur is still playing. It took the neutral Stone Edge, and it barely hung on, but it was still there nonetheless, and it's going to take 3 more smackdowns to take out that Venusaur. So now here's the Bastiodon if it was running Flamethrower. You can see the Flamethrower does a lot more damage because it was doing super effective. And it only took 1 more smackdown compared to the 3 or 4 of the Stone Edge Bastiodon. So that is why you would want to use a super effective move over one that would have stab. Pokemon typing plays a significant role, whether it be the Pokemon's typing itself or a Pokemon's move typing. In a lot of cases, you want your Pokemon to have at least 1 stab move, and then maybe another move for type coverage. Our Bastiodon would run Stone Edge for the Rock Stab, but would also run Flamethrower just so it could do super effective damage on like grass types, where Stone Edge would have only done neutral, being a rock type move. Choosing Pokemon with good type synergy is what can make or break a battle for your team sometimes. Moving on to our next topic is Battle IVs. If you're already familiar with IVs, you probably know of the 1, 2, 3, 4-star Pokemon, where a 4-star Pokemon is a Pokemon with perfect IVs, it can't be better, and a Pokemon with no stars is a terrible Pokemon. It is the worst it could be. Now, when it comes to Battle IVs, it's actually kind of strange than what you would think. You might be thinking a perfect or a 96% IV Pokemon would be very strong for PvP. Well, you'd actually be incorrect. I'm about to use an app called PokeGenie, which gives you in detail how good your Pokemon are. I'll explain more about this phone app after talking about the Battle IVs. Here are two different Abomasnows that I own. You'll see one is 96% IV with fantastic looking stats. Meanwhile, the other one is only 64% IV with what appears to be mediocre stats. Now, to a non-battler, they're gonna think that the 96% is what they want to use, but that would be incorrect. If you look at the bottom of the screen, the 96 IV Abomasnow is only 81% good for the Ultra League, while the other Abomasnow, the 64% IV, is actually almost 99% good for the Ultra League. So why is that? To try and simplify the explanation, here's how it goes. You'll notice that the stat range of the Abomasnow is 5, 12, 12. It doesn't have much attack, but it's pretty good with its stamina and defense. Stamina meaning HP. Now take a look at the levels. The 96 IV Abomasnow is already level 40, while the 64% Abomasnow has actually been powered up above 40, 45.5. So even though they are around the same CPs of 2343, 2361, the Abomasnow that is 64 IV is actually higher level. Here's what that means. So when it comes to PvP IVs, you're gonna want to focus more on defense and HP with less attack. With less attack stats and more stats geared toward HP and defense, your Pokemon's more likely to stay in the battle longer because they can take more hits. If they were even across the field, they would just be a super neutral Pokemon. In so many cases of PvP IVs, you want the Pokemon to be bulkier so they can stay in and fight longer. Now, you could use that 96% Abomasnow and probably still do pretty good. But in some cases, even one HP stat can make or break the battle for you. So that is why you'd want to focus more on a Pokemon with PvP IVs rather than just really high IVs in general. Our last topic today would be some helpful websites and apps for battling. Here I am checking out a Snover I'm suspicious would be good for PvP. So what I do is I take a screenshot with its IVs on screen. I go to the PokeGenie app, which I was using earlier. I go to update selection. I pick out the screenshot I wish for the app to scan. I click on the screenshot, and there we go. It gives me its exact IVs, and it turns out it's almost 100% PvP IV. So that's pretty great. I might just invest some Stardust and candy into this to make a super good Abomasnow. Another super helpful website is known as pvpoke.com. Here I am showing you how to make a team and see how it will run by using its team builder function. That is me searching up Jellicent. You can input its IVs if you would like to be super specific. The way you would get them was through PokeGenie. I'm putting in my Jellicent specific IVs, being 10, 11, 12. How great is that? You can change its fast and charge moves. And I then click add Pokemon. I hit rate team. And now it is showing me how it's good in coverage, how bulky it is. That means how it would take a hit, how safe it is compared to other matchups, and how consistent the team is. So it's got average score going on there. So here is how my team would handle the meta. The circles being I would lose in that fight, and the X's being I would win in that fight. So here's like the Abomasnow fighting the Deoxys. I would lose after taking a good chunk of that Deoxys' health. If you look back though, my Jellicent would have been able to take care of that Deoxys, so I might have been wanting to switch into Jellicent if that's how we lead. On the bottom here, it gives me some more potential threats, things to be wary of. That Sableye looks pretty scary at the top. Going further down, it gives me options for alternative Pokemon. If I want to remove a Pokemon from my team, I might want to look at this list and be like, I don't really like Abomasnow on my team. Maybe I should try that Galarian Stunfisk because it takes care of so many other things that would be a threat. These were some of the basics to Pokemon Go PvP team building. Make sure to take typing into consideration when building your team. You want good synergy. What might be weak to one thing is going to be stronger to another, so plan your teams around that. Plan your teams around your weaknesses and your strengths. Make sure to do PvP IVs and not just super good IVs. In general, that it would normally be great in a raid battle is not going to be great in PvP. And lastly, make sure to use the phone app PokeGenie and the website pvpoke.com. PokeGenie will tell you if you have the right battle IVs, while PvPoke is going to help you build a team to see how that synergy works and help you see what you're going to be weak against and if you need to substitute. So this is only how to build your team for PvP. There's still other factors to take in consideration, like what will be your lead Pokemon, your safe switch, your closer. Other strategies include safe switches, overcharging, undercharging. Be ready for a future video discussing those topics. But for now, go build some teams and see what you can do.